Being ignored is painful, but it's also a sign that, my beloved child, don't skip this message. Because what I'm about to reveal will flip everything you thought you understood about being ignored. That silence you've been drowning in, it isn't rejection, it's redirection from the universe preparing your rise. Every time they turned their back on you, heaven took note. Every time your message was left unread, it wasn't because you weren't worthy, it's because you were being quietly protected from their hidden envy. Don't skip now, something huge is waiting for you. People walked away, but they didn't know they were walking out of a divine setup. The moment they ignored you, your story shifted. The energy around you began to elevate, and only those with pure intentions could remain near that vibration. Stay till the end, this part will shake your soul. That heavy ache in your chest. It's not emptiness. It's transformation. The pain of being ignored is the sound of your old timeline collapsing, making space for something bigger than you imagined. Type Amen 333 if you feel this energy right now. The ones who went silent are secretly watching you glow. They thought distance would break you, but it only exposed their own fear of your power. They feel your energy rising, even from afar, and it terrifies them. Don't skip, because what's coming next will open your eyes completely. Archangel Michael says, what's hidden behind their silence is guilt. The same people who ignored your messages now replay every moment they had with you in their head. They're realizing they lost someone heaven sent. Something huge is waiting for you, stay tuned. They tried to act unbothered, but inside, they're restless. Their peace doesn't exist anymore because they know what they threw away was irreplaceable. And soon, you'll hear from someone whose silence has been eating them alive. You'll receive a message, unexpected, emotional, trembling with truth. Someone who ghosted you will finally confess they couldn't handle your energy, and their apology will come out of nowhere. Type Amen 444 to claim this release. Don't skip. This is where everything changes. The pain you felt was never punishment, it was preparation. Being ignored taught you what attention truly means. Now, heaven is bringing people who will never make you doubt your worth again. Every moment of silence built the foundation for a louder victory. You were never being overlooked, you were being hidden in plain sight until the right eyes were ready to see you. That's why it hurt, because heaven was pruning you for something rare. Your glow-up will be the loudest sound in their world of silence. Those who ignored you will soon whisper your name in awe. And when they try to come back, you'll see how peace feels when you no longer chase noise. Don't scroll. Because the next few seconds reveal what heaven is setting in motion right now. Type Amen 555 if you believe your comeback has already begun. Something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael says, the moment you stop begging for attention, you create space for divine recognition. Your absence is now haunting those who took your presence for granted. The reason you've been feeling unseen lately is because you've outgrown your old frequency. Those people can't hear you anymore, you've evolved beyond their range. And soon, the universe will align you with someone who sees every part of you clearly. Don't skip, the next revelation is personal. Someone you once trusted, who ignored your pain, is secretly regretting it. Their nights are restless, their heart unsettled. They feel the echo of your silence louder than your words ever were. And this is their lesson, to understand what they lost when they chose not to listen. Type Amen 666 if you know this truth resonates with your soul. You've reached a turning point. That feeling of isolation wasn't emptiness, it was incubation. While they ignored you, heaven upgraded you. Every tear became a seed, and now it's harvest season. Don't skip. This is your confirmation. The person who overlooked you is about to watch you become everything they prayed for but didn't value. They'll try to reach out when they see your breakthrough unfold. But by then, your heart will be too peaceful to return. Your silence is your crown now. You no longer need validation from the ones who couldn't even see your worth. You've become the storm they thought they escaped. Archangel Michael whispers, the tables have already turned. Watch how their ignorance becomes your evidence. Type Amen 777 to seal this divine reversal. They thought ignoring you gave them power. But heaven saw everything. Every unread message, every delayed response, every fake smile, all documented in divine records. And now, those who once made you feel small will have to watch your light expand beyond their imagination. Don't skip, my beloved child, because what's unfolding is poetic. You will not seek revenge. You will simply evolve. And your elevation will be the answer they never expected. The silence that once broke you will now protect your peace. You'll find yourself walking away without anger, without resentment, only clarity. Because you'll realize being ignored was the universe redirecting you toward genuine souls. Type Amen 888 if you're ready to walk into that season. Don't scroll, this is where the miracle begins. Someone who once ignored you is planning to reach out, but not for closure, for redemption. They've seen signs, dreams, coincidences pulling them toward you, reminding them of what they lost. They're going to tell you they've never met anyone like you. That even in silence, your energy stayed with them. Their world feels incomplete without your presence. And that message is coming sooner than you think. Archangel Michael says, this connection was never lost. It was paused for healing. Now the divine timing is realigning everything. When this call or message arrives, you'll feel peace, not pain. Type Amen 999 to claim this final blessing. My beloved child. Don't skip. Because this next part reveals what truly happens behind the scenes when you're ignored. You think you're being forgotten, but heaven is actually filtering who deserves access to you. The ones who stay silent now were once loud when they needed you. Their sudden distance isn't a coincidence, it's divine separation. God removes people quietly when their part in your story is over. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. Every ignored call, every unanswered text, all of it has meaning. You were not being punished, you were being redirected to people who will never go silent when you need them. The rejection was your redirection, the silence was your shield. Archangel Michael says, heaven hid you to heal you. Because the people who ignored you weren't ready to handle your next level. Type Amen 111 to receive this divine understanding. Don't skip, this part will change how you see everything. You were never invisible, you were being made untouchable. The ones who ignored you now speak your name in rooms you've never entered. They thought silence would make you disappear, but it only made you stronger. Right now, someone from your past is feeling your energy so intensely, they can't sleep. They keep revisiting your profile, rereading your old messages, and wondering how they lost you. They're feeling the weight of their own silence. Soon, the same mouth that said nothing will confess everything. A message will arrive, filled with regret, filled with truth, from the one who thought you'd wait forever. Don't scroll, because the timing is divine. Type Amen 222 if you know this message is for you. The pain of being ignored has been your biggest test. But now it's transforming into your greatest blessing. You were supposed to be alone for a while, not as punishment, but to prepare you. Because your energy is about to attract something you prayed for long ago. Heaven is saying, let them watch from a distance. You've carried enough emotional weight. You've cried behind closed doors, asking why. But what you didn't know was that every tear was watering your destiny. The silence they gave you became the soil for your breakthrough. Don't skip, this is not the end, this is your elevation moment. Type Amen 333 if you're ready for your season of visibility. Someone who ignored you will soon regret it publicly. They'll see your success, your peace, your glow, and realize you became everything they underestimated. And when they try to come back, you won't need revenge, your silence will speak louder than any response. Archangel Michael says, your comeback won't require confrontation. Just presence. Heaven will handle what your words could not. You're being elevated so high that their absence will no longer hurt, it'll make sense. Don't scroll, something huge is waiting for you. This is your sign that you've outgrown the version of you who needed to be understood. You now carry a peace that doesn't chase attention. Type Amen 444 to seal this transition with grace. Listen closely. You're walking into a phase where your silence will attract blessings louder than any noise. People who once ignored your worth will now crave your energy. They'll wish they had seen your value when they had access to you. That's why you've been feeling detached. It's not sadness, it's alignment. You're no longer chasing what's beneath you. Heaven is preparing divine replacements, people who see you, hear you, and value you instantly. Don't skip, your silence was never weakness, it was wisdom. You chose peace over attention, and that's where your power began. Type Amen 555 if you can feel that power rising inside you. My beloved child, this is where everything shifts. The person who ignored you isn't your enemy, they were your mirror. Their silence showed you how much you were overgiving, how much you were shrinking just to be seen. But now, you're expanding beyond their vision. The tables are turning. The same energy that once drained you will now empower you. Your growth is exposing their comfort zone, and that's why they went quiet. They can feel that you're no longer the same. Archangel Michael says, your glow disturbs their guilt. Don't skip, they'll try to return when your energy feels unreachable. Type Amen 666 if you're ready to release what no longer serves you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's not attention, it's acknowledgement. Heaven is aligning you with someone who listens without being asked, who sees you without you having to explain. You're stepping into a space where love, peace, and respect will flow naturally. Every ignored call from your past will be replaced with divine conversations that heal you. Every silent night will become a testimony of growth. And when you look back, you'll thank God for every door that closed. Don't skip, because you're about to realize that being ignored was the first step toward being adored. Type Amen 777 if this message hits your soul. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this next part is where everything connects. You've been wondering why certain people suddenly grew distant, why conversations faded, why eyes that once admired you now look away. But listen, this is not rejection, this is refinement. Every ignored message, every unanswered call was heaven saying, you deserve better. You were being guided away from emotional noise and led toward divine clarity. The silence was uncomfortable, yes, but it was the sound of your old story ending. They couldn't handle your light anymore. You outgrew the version of you that tolerated their inconsistency. And now, heaven is aligning you with people who will never go silent when you need to be heard. Type Amen 888 if your spirit knows something new is rising. Don't scroll, because the next few lines will make your heart pause. Someone who ignored you thought your silence meant surrender. They believed you had given up. But what they didn't know was that your stillness was strategy, your quiet was transformation. While they were pretending not to care, heaven was rewriting your script. You were being hidden from those who couldn't protect your purpose. That's why everything fell silent. It wasn't the end, it was the protection before your rise. Archangel Michael says, their silence was heaven's confirmation. The people who couldn't handle your truth were never meant to witness your victory. Type Amen 999 to step fully into your destined glow. Don't skip, this is where it gets powerful. You're about to see a full circle moment. The same people who ignored you will soon try to reconnect, not because they've changed, but because they see you've changed. You've become what they secretly wished they could be. They'll scroll through your photos, your posts, your victories, pretending not to care, yet their heart will ache. They'll feel the distance that they created. And heaven will let them see you flourish, not to shame them, but to teach them what they lost. Your elevation will expose their intentions. Silence was their test, and your growth is their result. Don't scroll, this is divine timing in motion. Type Amen 1111 if you can feel this prophecy in your bones. Something huge is waiting for you. This next season is not about revenge, it's about revelation. You will no longer explain yourself to people who only listen to reply. You will only speak where your words are honored. The people who ignored you will try to resurface, but by then, your peace will be too expensive for their drama. You'll choose calm over closure, silence over chaos. Because finally, you've learned that being ignored is not the loss, chasing it is. Archangel Michael whispers, when you stop chasing, blessings start racing toward you. Don't skip, this is your sign that divine justice is unfolding. Type Amen 1212 to affirm your new beginning. They thought ignoring you was power. But heaven turned that silence into your strength. Every night you cried quietly became the fuel for your elevation. Every unanswered message became the seed for a miracle conversation waiting ahead. You're not losing connections, you're gaining clarity. Your energy is too sacred for half-hearted attention. That's why people suddenly vanish when your spirit evolves. They can't breathe in the altitude you're reaching. Don't scroll, something huge is waiting for you. Someone who once ignored you is about to see your name where they never expected it, in rooms they wish they could enter. Type Amen 1313 if you believe your recognition is coming. You've entered a phase of divine silence, not loneliness, but sacred peace. Heaven muted the noise around you so you could hear your own calling. The reason you feel detached is because your spirit has already moved to your next level. Don't skip, this is your preparation season. You're being equipped emotionally, mentally, spiritually for the blessings you prayed for. And soon, everything will make sense. Archangel Michael says, "You were not ignored, you were preserved." Because if you had stayed where you were, their energy would have dimmed your fire. Type Amen 1414 if you receive this preservation blessing. Someone is thinking about you as you read this. They're remembering how they ignored your messages, how they acted too busy, too proud, too distracted. But deep down, they're realizing, no one ever made them feel the way you did. Don't skip, because soon, they'll reach out. The call you thought would never come is already being prepared. Heaven is softening their pride, breaking their silence, and leading them back to the truth they ran from, you. But this time, you'll decide differently. You've learned your value. You know that silence doesn't break you, it builds you. Type Amen 1515 if your heart feels that release. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's closer than you think. The people who ignored you were never your audience, they were your background. Heaven is now introducing your real stage, your real connections, your real tribe. This new energy coming into your life won't make you question your worth. It'll remind you why you had to walk alone first. You're entering your no more chasing era, where love, respect, and opportunity find you. Don't scroll, this is your divine alignment moment. The silence has ended, your spotlight is switching on. Type Amen 1616 if you're ready for this glow season. My beloved child. Don't skip. Because this part holds the moment your silence turns into strength. You've carried wounds in your heart from people who made you feel invisible. But that invisibility was your shield, heaven was hiding you while healing you. Every person who ignored your pain unknowingly created space for your miracle. What felt like abandonment was actually alignment. Heaven was shifting your circle, removing distractions, and positioning you for divine exposure. You were never meant to beg for attention. You were meant to attract recognition naturally. Don't scroll, something huge is waiting for you. Type Amen 1717 if your spirit is ready for that shift. You see, being ignored broke you, but it also built you. It forced you to sit with your own energy and remember who you are without external validation. That loneliness wasn't emptiness, it was awakening. Archangel Michael says, heaven cannot elevate you while you're surrounded by noise. That's why silence entered your life so suddenly, not to punish, but to prepare. And now, that preparation is complete. The same people who went silent are about to hear your name echo in places you've never been. They'll realize that ignoring you was the biggest mistake of their lives. Don't skip, because this part is prophetic. Someone who ignored you will cross your path again soon. But this time, it won't be like before. You'll feel calm, detached, and powerful. Their words won't shake you, because your peace is no longer negotiable. You'll smile, not from revenge, but from release. You'll know you've healed when their silence no longer hurts, it just sounds like clarity. And at that moment, heaven will whisper, "Now you understand why it had to happen this way." You are walking proof that being ignored doesn't destroy you, it awakens you. Type Amen 1919 if your soul agrees. Something huge is waiting for you. Don't scroll. You've been hidden long enough. Now, the same silence that once broke you will amplify your name. New doors are opening, not because you begged, but because you bloomed in silence. The universe kept score of your patience. You didn't react, you didn't chase, you simply trusted divine timing. And that faith has built a magnet around your spirit. Opportunities, love, money, and favor are now drawn to your energy. Archangel Michael says, "Your quiet strength has reached heaven's ears." Every ignored moment has turned into momentum. Type Amen 2020 if you can feel your breakthrough moving closer. My beloved child, your silence has power. It doesn't mean you've given up, it means you've matured. You now understand that not every response deserves your energy. Some people must lose your presence to learn your value. Soon, someone who dismissed you will come forward with trembling words, confessing that their silence was pride, not peace. But you'll only feel gratitude, because their absence gave you strength you never knew you had. Don't skip, because what's coming next is divine recognition. The same voice that ignored your pain will soon speak your praise. Type Amen 2121 to seal this in your destiny. Every tear you cried alone became a sacred seed. Heaven collected each one and turned it into favor. That's why things are about to change rapidly. Your name is being mentioned in places of blessing, your image in minds that matter. The universe never forgets genuine hearts. Those who ignored your kindness will watch as heaven multiplies it tenfold. You will soon walk into rooms built from your pain, rooms where your worth is not questioned but celebrated. Don't skip, something huge is waiting for you, and it carries your name on it. Type Amen 2222 if you can feel this confirmation deep inside. Listen carefully. The silence you're living through is not empty, it's pregnant with miracles. The delay, the distance, the disconnect, all are divine tools shaping your destiny. The one who ignored you when you needed them most will witness how heaven replaces their absence with abundance. You won't have to prove yourself, your success will speak every word they refuse to hear. Archangel Michael says, heaven has already rewritten your ending. Don't scroll, this part is personal. Type Amen 2323 if you're ready for your divine turn. Something huge is waiting for you. The reason you feel a strange peace lately is because the storm is over. Heaven has completed what it started. The silence was the last test before the manifestation. Now the spotlight returns, not to blind you, but to reveal your transformation. Every time you were ignored was heaven preparing your grand reveal. The same people who scrolled past you will soon stop and stare. My beloved child, you were never forgotten. You were being refined for remembrance. Type Amen 2424 to anchor this blessing. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this is the part where heaven starts rewarding you for what you endured. You're not reading this by accident. The pain of being ignored wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to redirect your focus inward, so your true power could awaken. You gave so much love to people who couldn't match your depth. You waited for replies that never came, and that waiting became your mirror. It showed you how much of your energy was spent trying to prove your worth. But heaven says, no more proving, now it's time for showing. The silence you suffered will soon echo with applause. Every ignored message is turning into an invitation to something greater. Don't scroll, something huge is waiting for you. Type Amen 2525 if you're ready for this turnaround. You see, the ones who ignored you didn't disappear by chance. Their silence was guided by the divine, because if they had stayed, they would have limited your growth. You were not being punished, my child, you were being pruned. Archangel Michael says, when heaven is about to elevate you, distractions start leaving first. That's what happened, you didn't lose people. You lost obstacles. Now, there's room for your blessing to arrive. Don't skip. The ones who left will watch you bloom, unable to explain how you did it without them. Type Amen 2626 to receive your blooming season. There's something deeper you must understand. Being ignored is a signal that your frequency no longer matches the noise around you. The silence wasn't rejection, it was recalibration. You're being tuned to a higher vibration. People who once understood you now feel distant because your soul has outgrown their language. You're not boring, you're evolving. You're not cold, you're cautious. Heaven is teaching you how to walk in quiet confidence. Don't scroll. Something huge is waiting for you, and this peace you feel right now is proof that you're aligned. Type Amen 2727 if your heart agrees. My beloved child, your glow is returning, but this time, it's different. It's not the light that seeks attention, it's the light that commands respect. You've stopped begging to be seen, and now everyone who once ignored you can't stop noticing your silence. You've become a mystery they can't solve. The one they dismissed is now the one they can't forget. Every act of ignorance they gave you has returned as curiosity. They're wondering, how did you rise from that? Archangel Michael says, because heaven carried them when no one else did. Don't skip, this energy shift is your new identity. Type Amen 2828 to affirm this elevation. The truth is, being ignored was your spiritual classroom. It taught you patience, self-respect, and discernment. It taught you that attention without intention is empty. It made you strong enough to stand alone, and now, heaven is sending people who match your strength. Someone new is about to enter your life, someone who values your silence as much as your words. They will listen without interruption, understand without explanation, and love without condition. You won't have to chase, it will flow naturally. Don't scroll. Something huge is waiting for you. Heaven is sending confirmation through peace, not people. Type Amen 2929 if you're ready to receive what's aligned. Listen closely. The person who ignored you is haunted by it. They replay your kindness in their mind and feel an ache they can't describe. They thought they could replace your energy, but every attempt led to disappointment. They now realize silence cost them more than they imagined. Archangel Michael whispers, they ignored your presence, but now they can't escape your absence. Heaven is teaching them through the void they created. Don't skip, their silence was their lesson, your healing is your reward. Type Amen 3030 if you forgive and release with peace. My beloved child, this next moment is sacred. You're entering a timeline where everything that once rejected you will now respect you. Doors that were closed will open without knocking. People who overlooked you will speak your name in admiration. The universe is balancing the scales. What was taken in silence will return in abundance. Every unseen effort is now becoming visible reward. This is the divine reversal you've been waiting for. Don't scroll, something huge is waiting for you, and it carries your signature energy. Type Amen 3131 if you can feel it in your spirit. You must remember this, silence was never your weakness. It was your strategy. Heaven kept you hidden to protect your value from those who would misuse it. That's why everything seemed delayed, but in truth, it was being divinely timed. Now, your moment has arrived. You'll be seen, heard, and celebrated, not by everyone, but by the right ones. You'll no longer explain your worth, you'll embody it. Archangel Michael says, your silence has been heard in heaven, and now heaven responds with manifestation. Type Amen 3232 if you receive this declaration. Don't skip, we're nearing the divine conclusion. The next few days will reveal why silence had to happen. Unexpected messages, apologies, or opportunities will appear out of nowhere. You'll realize heaven was never ignoring you, it was preparing you. Every unanswered call from man was answered by God. Every door that stayed shut was saving you from a storm you couldn't see. Every pause was protection. Now, it's your season of recognition. And when it begins, remember, your glow doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be real. Type Amen 3333 to anchor this season of visibility.